Jak się masz? Welcome on the other side of Devon. Today we are the very first time on Jurassic Coast, and exactly the place we are in is called Sidmouth. We're hoping to see quite interesting things in here, obviously because it's Jurassic Coast. And also the reason I came here is because there was a significant landslide in this area. So significant that they closed the beach off. I hope we still can manage to disregard the order, and perhaps we can walk as close to the landslide as we can. Basically, as you can see, this is completely different sand rock than on the other side of the Devon. And yeah, those cliffs are very prone to collapse. They're very steep, almost vertical. And yeah, in some places there is no beach during the high tide, as you can probably see on the other side of the Sidmouth. Right now we're just passing through one of those places where the sea comes all the way into the wall, and you can probably see up there the authorities make everything they can to possibly stop the gardens that are at the top from collapsing. Right at the top of the cliff you just seen before, the one looking like built of the brick clay, there are like little gardens built in the 19th century, and the clock tower. That's the walled part of the garden. Obviously, there is more to it. On the other side of the wall, you got a little amphitheater. And yeah, it's quite nice place. The place is called Uniq Gardens, if I pronounce it properly. That's the little history of it. I bet it must be pretty beautiful place in the summer when the sun is out. Not today though, but doesn't matter. Let's see around on the cliffside. Quite windy today, I hope. You can everything I talk can hear all of it. The sea is still high, but it's about to go down, and I can already see the landslide area, and it's pretty much already accessible in there if you really want. Although, just like I told you before, they do not advise walking right under those cliffs for the very obvious reason, because cliffs here go down a lot, way more than in North Devon. Directly from the beach you can walk up into those gardens on what is called the Jacob's Ladder, and we're just going down from the gardens into the beach right now. You can see it's climbing up into the cliff, about 20 meters I would say, if not more. Sidmouth beach is not your classic beach. It's covered with the tiny pebbles. It's easier to walk on those than it is on the big pebbles in North Devon, but still no sound inside anywhere around. You got the view on the gardens and the clock tower right now. And you can see from the color of the water, those cliffs are constantly dissolved and washed away. The whole bay pretty much has that reddish color. Only further in the sea you can see the normal seawater color. Here, those cliffs are nothing like North Devon cliffs. They almost look like a soil, not a rock. And you can see constantly bits falling down. You can actually see they quite soft. Not bond, what you could expect from the rock. And it is dangerous. It is really dangerous here. However, it's not called a Jurassic coast for no reason. In those layers of rock, you can still find plenty of fossilized artifacts, and the Jurassic coast name clearly indicates that those are the fossils of Jurassic era dinosaurs and other animals living in that time. So yeah, we'll see if we're lucky and we will get some find today. You can see here the very good example of that is not only the ocean that makes an effect on those cliffs, it's also a water coming down, seeping through the ground. You can see a lot of cracks here. And look at that. I mean, quite literally, you don't know if there wasn't a fresh slide this last night and the water already managed to wash it away. I already met two guys that were there just minutes ago, and they said it's not for their nerves. So yeah, we'll see. They say once you get down there, you suddenly start feeling completely different than here. Wow. Definitely when you see something like what I see right now in front of me, that makes you think twice. Look at that, that looks fresh to me. That looks so fresh that even the recent rains didn't manage to smooth all the rubble. Make it look sort of like old, if you know what I mean. That is like freshly put soil. Look what's waiting up there. Wow. And the landslide is that greenish bit we can see ahead. time. Look at that, it's even slightly undercut. Right under. The water is lower now, so it feels safer to go. I mean, I find it really funny, but an hour ago I wouldn't dare to come here because the water was just a tiny passage under the cliff. Right now it's almost like plus 100 to the bravery, and yeah, we can see those cliffs. Some of the pieces look like really they can go any second. This is really crazy. Not being funny, but perhaps I discovered the footprint of the ancient man. What do you think about it? Alright, that was just a joke. We are most likely not to find anything here. I was just talking to a local guy. He told me that those rocks are pretty much too young to find anything. But indeed, Jurassic Coast starts in this place. So if you are to find something, it's more toward the Pool and Bournemouth, more toward the east. As you can see, that beautiful, nice patch of sand provides safe passage far away. Well, I hope enough far away from the cliff. We are approaching the landslide, which is thousands, hundreds of thousands, millions of tons of rock. It is really, really what they call here a big one. Are we passing a number of small slides undertaken by the sea, perhaps this week? Wow, look at that funnel the water shapes. And that is undercut already. It's like a tiny waterfall going down. Being funny, judging by the size of this slide and how far it went, that is probably no safe distance at all if something decides to go down. And yeah, you can clearly see that is all debris from that slide. You can see the uprooted trees and plants and everything that's been already washed away. Some mudslide going down. Okay, I don't know if you can see that, if it's not too far away, but if you look up there into what looks like a waterfall, that is constantly going down, more and more mud. This is not the end. It's almost like an active volcano, coming every few days, coming more and more of it. And this is mainly during to, if you look at it, it's completely different kind of sand. That's why it gave up. I mean, after the winter storms, this will probably disappear completely. But look at the scale. I want to walk there. However, as soon as I step on it, that feels almost like a quicksand. It just sinks like in a clay. Okay, you can still see that mud slipping through the gully. There is still plenty to go. There is still plenty to go. Wow. We won't risk going to the other side. I think it's always better idea to come back here next summer perhaps, because that is like that rock in places is not a rock, it's sort of like a clay, literally like a brick clay. I mean, look at that. So I'm not pretty sure if I won't encounter anything on my way that will just suck me in. That would be a fun. Okay, the place became like a local attraction. I came here actually in a good time because that I could have a conversation with the local guy, and that was a lot of things he told me about the place. However, within 10 minutes being here, we already got a small slide on the sandy patch. Very small amount went down, and also we could hear twice something going down. That was definitely a stone, because the sound was pretty much like a wave hitting the wall in a harbor. Obviously it's not water hitting anything here, so that must be some stone or whatever coming from up there. So yeah, the area is really crazy, and I guess it's about time to go back to safety. As you can see, the landslide easily will bury us here if it decides to go, because yeah, look at that, how far this one goes. So it's time to evacuate, and I will see you back on the Sidmouth Jacob's Ladder beach. Okay, that was a little trip to see the landslide, and Well, that was a significant landslide of this last month and this month. It went second time again, and as you could see, still going down there. On that part of the coastline, that was the most significant slide this year, if I could remember. I may be wrong, don't quote me on that. But anyway, it was something we have to see. We did see it, beautiful. We will probably come back here into this place because there is still more walk to do in that direction. I just didn't want to do over that mud. Mud really can suck you in places, so it's dangerous. We just wait until the winter storms wash it away, back again to the bedrock and sandy beach, and then we come back and we investigate what's further down in this direction. That's it for today. I would like you to remind you about subscriptions. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel. I see you on another exploration. High five!